This is a quick 4-step way for couples to communicate better. It was developed many years ago in the 60s to help with actually schools in New York City that were being segregated, and they wanted people to be able to communicate with more compassion, but it works wonderfully for couples. I love the fact that it's just broken down into 4 steps, easy to remember. And I'm going to go through them, and then in my bio, there's a link to a blog post that goes into much more detail. So it's called Nonviolent Communication, and I know that's maybe an odd title, but hear me out. So the first step is observation. Instead of the normal, like, you don't do this, you don't do that, the couples get into, it's, I'm noticing that when I talk to you, you look at your phone. The next one would be feeling. I don't feel heard or cared for or important when you do that. The next one is need, and that is, it's important to me that the person, my partner, person I'm navigating life with together, is listening to me when I'm speaking to them. That's really important to me. And then the last one is request. If you could please not look at your phone in future when I'm speaking to you, it would be really meaningful for me. So that's just kind of breaking it down. We're going through an observation, a feeling, a need, and a request. None of it is done with judgment. None of it is done with any sort of criticism. That's the main goal here. We're giving a kind of really straightforward way of helping the person understand what's going on in you when they're doing what they're doing. And obviously, if they care about you, they're going to want to make changes to that. So often with couples, the big problem is the way that you deliver the message. You're always late. You don't listen to me. You never take me on date nights. These things just don't land well. The person's like, what do you mean? We went on a date 3 months ago. What are you talking about? And then they just escalate into this defensive pattern. And so the thing I also like about this is it's easy to remember. Once you remember those steps, you can kind of guide yourself as you're speaking. Now, ideally, when couples are together, they should take turns. One person is the speaker, the other person's then listening and responding. And ideally, they would respond with some sort of validation. I appreciate you telling me that. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to put some effort into that. That would be then ideal. And then you could take turns. The other person can share something if it's relevant. Maybe it's just one person sharing. I've noticed this thing that happens. Could we talk about it? So give that a try. Check out my blog post if you want more information.